So, we've hit week 4 on the road. Found this little place. Arrived here yesterday on my end of week 4. A little place called Dunkeld. So this is a freshwater lake just outside of Dunkeld. It's a free camp area. Gorgeous spot. I'll show you the trees back at where I'm camping. They're huge. Got little miss here today in the bag. I think we've worked out that she's got an allergy to the grasses in Victoria. I haven't had any issues until now, and same thing happened last time we arrived. So to get that sorted, might be some more sewing or something in the pipeline to make her something light she can wear so the grass doesn't touch her skin because it's driving her crazy. Anyway, so this week, what did we get up to? I think I left you... I was heading off to Renmark from memory. So Renmark was quite a nice little town. I only passed through there, stopped of course and did the op shops, being an op shop freak, and dogs for a walk. Then we headed out over to the border. I was going to stop there and then head on to Mildura. Come across the lift bridge, which was interesting, as per my previous post. Very narrow to get through there, but you're in the queue and you can't turn around, so just took a deep breath and squeezed through there. So the width of the bridge was 3 metres, so I was 2.4, so I knew I had some spare room, but no issues luckily. Then we headed on through Ants Nest to the border, and there was supposed to be a wiki camps there, but it was really not good. So I thought, we've been to Mildura before, let's go somewhere different. So I looked on the map, and if I turned around, about half an hour from where I was Loxton, which I really enjoyed staying there. That was a nice little town. I stayed there for 2-3 nights and had a good look around there. Nice friendly town, good op shops, and I was tossing up whether to hire one of those little boats. It's got the tinnies that they hire down at the river because they were so busy on the Saturday. And I went down on the Sunday morning, I think it was, whatever, but there was none there. So must have Sunday off. So I didn't end up doing that. Did go for a few scooter rides with the pooches. There's lots of vineyards and walking trails and things like that. I'm not really a wine drinker, so I didn't do any of them. Great little RV camp there. It's a free camp, and it's actually real in town. It's at the rec grounds. Not too good for the big rigs. There's a couple of parks you'll get there, but a lot of them are quite enclosed with trees, so mostly caravans I think, but you'll get a couple of big rigs there. We managed to squeeze in by the toilet block with quite comfortably. And then from Loxton I drove down to Pinnaroo. So Pinnaroo is another little town. That was another free camp. Just down from the camping ground they have an area for self-contained vehicles. So we did that. Stayed a night there. It's like a minute walk to the local IGA, to the local town and the pub if you want to go for lunch. Again, got some good heritage buildings there, massive buildings. And then decided I would go to Narcourt. I thought it was Narcoot, but apparently they say Narcourt. Just followed basically the South Australian Victoria border all the way down, not wanting to cross onto those terrible roads. I ended up staying there for my work days and stayed an extra night. So I was there for 4 nights. Great town. Doesn't have the big conveniences like, the Kmarts and things like that, but it's got a Woolies and it's got a Mitre 10, so no Bunnings in sight, which was kind of nice. Foodland and lots of really nice sort of, the smaller country town shops, good clothing lines, op shop. I went to the Narracourt Caves, so there's massive cave systems out there that were discovered accidentally. They run for miles. So there's 4 cave tours that you can do. And I did 2. So one of them was, they also have a bat colony, bent wing bats. So they're a little micro bat, tiny, and they have a colony out there where they monitor with the cameras, so you can see them all on the cameras and they zoom in on them and show you. So that was really interesting. And then you can go back at 9 o'clock at night if you want and watch them coming out of the cave. They sort of come out exactly at 9 o'clock every night. I'm usually not awake at that time, so I didn't. It doesn't cost any extra to do that. I think that tour was, and after the bat information session, we went down to what they call Blanche Cave, and we walked into this massive open area, and I thought, oh, that's cool, that's massive. But then it kept going and going and going, and the stalagmites and stalagmites were huge. So God knows how long they've been there. That is definitely worth a look, and that's a combined tour. So the bat information one and Blanche, they just walk from one to the other as well. We had a really nice tour guide, a young guy, knew his stuff, and he was fun. The other cave I did was the fossil tour one, where they've found like lots of different layers and levels of extinct animals. I can't even remember the name of them, but I'll attach them at the end of the video. That was really interesting, and they're still uncovering all those bones. It's going to go on for years and years, they reckon. But they had a skeleton of a couple of full ones that they'd found, and some of the museums have them as well around Australia. So that was interesting as well. And yeah, we saw about 400 metres of the cave, but apparently that cave goes on for 5 k's. So it's just huge. The people discovering them apparently were slipping and sliding through gaps in the rocks, only 30 centimetres in width. And then they've been opened up, the sections for tourists to make it a bit more user-friendly. I don't think that I would be crawling in those caves at 30 centimetres. Sure, my body would swell and I'd be stuck there forever. Oops, looks like we got a kangaroo up here. Bandit will probably chase him off, or me talking. So, what else did we do in Naracoorte? We went to the swimming beach. So it's like a pool, but it's got a beach on it, down at one of the parks. That was cool. Met some lovely people from 2 sets of campers from WA, 2 from around Victoria, and 1 solo lady. So shout out to Pam and her dog Duchess. They stayed the last night I was there. She does really well. She's got a little caravan and a car, and her and Duchess get around doing their own thing. So kudos to her as well. It's good to meet up with fellow female travellers. And a few bus tours for people that were curious about how the bus was set up. So it's always nice to meet people. When you do the sort of RV camps like I've been doing, it gets a bit lonely sometimes because there's not really many people around to talk to. But that's okay, I just have to make myself be a bit more social because there's plenty of opportunities. What else? So the RV camp at Naracoorte is brilliant. It is a paid site, and it's at the showgrounds right in town, 1 minute to the shopping area. It has allocated bays, and it's all booked online. So for an unpowered site, $20. For a powered site, $40 a night. And it's key coded to get in and out, so it's nice and secure. They have toilets and showers, power, water, everything. So I could top up. I didn't need any power, but plenty of room for big rigs, easy to get in and out. There is a dump point there as well, so perfect for a whole heap of buses if they want to go there. One thing to note was I just randomly picked off a map before I got there where I was going to park, and I was on the shady side of the tree, so power did get down low a little bit. So I did sort of back it out in the sun and get it charged up again. So the side closest to the road gets quite shaded, the opposite side doesn't, so you'd be alright if you're parked on the far side away from the street. So I really enjoyed my stay there. And another little op shop just down the road from the caravan park. I know I keep going on about it, but that's what I live for. Anyway, simple things. What else? From there we decided it was time to cross the border. So this is Friday, so my last day of my week. Cross the border into Victoria and talk about a critter day. Oh my gosh, it was great. So we saw an echidna on the side of the road, and I got out to get some video of it, and then my phone was full. So I couldn't even get I got a photo just by deleting a few things, but I couldn't get a video. What a shame. He was beautiful. We were playing Mexican standoff. He was waiting for me to bugger off, and I was waiting for him to keep walking so I could get a photo. He's pretty cool though, great camouflage. And then going past the park area, I'm sure right on the corner I saw 3 deer go in off the bush, and I thought, no, I must be dreaming. Definitely wasn't kangaroos, definitely wasn't cows. So I checked when I pulled up for the night, and there is red deer in that area, so it had to have been. I'm from a hunting family, so I know what a red deer looks like. Anyway, just was so shocked to see it. And then we had a nice big grey lizard as we were turning back onto the main road, because I did a back road. This one was tar sealed, thank God. Lost my dog. Bandit! Where's he gone? Bandit! Got onto something. Please hold. Okay, back again. Found him. Must have got onto the smell of that kangaroo. Yes, so saw the red deer, saw the echidna, saw a beautiful grey lizard. Couldn't get a photo of that because it was out the side of the bus. So it's nice to be back in the bush, and the view is fantastic. I'm now over the other side of where we're parked, and this is the view. I'm just going to turn you around. So I think that's Mount Sturgeon, something like that. Anyway, so it's been a good week. I feel like, as of yesterday, I kind of feel like I'm getting into the swing of it now. Yesterday I was practicing the old brake retarder on the hills and going up the hills. So yesterday was a really good day because I'd take the back roads and, managed to practice a few things. And also I got into the campsite and, I was being lazy and thought, I'm just in a little car, I'll just drive around and find a park. But I did get into a park where I couldn't get out of, so I had to practice backing and was going like, shit. But then I thought, just take your time, there's no one around. So I just backed out and then found a beautiful little spot under some amazing trees, which I'll chuck up when we get back. But it's been a really good week. I hope you had a really good week too. Bye. And it would not make a great hunting dog. Trying to see if she's got, it might be a male. She's watching us, she's not far away. In back, that's where she is, right there. Bandit's useless, he didn't even know it. Didn't even notice her. Just as curious of us as we are. Very white chest. Not too fussed. Little black wallabies just out there. How cool is that? That's so darn cool.